Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for coming out tonight. Give the band a big hand for that, would you? Huh? So, I kind of feel bad given the weather the last couple of Wednesday nights, and I apologize for the cold snap we're having. I hope you'll be comfortable. But on behalf of the Rotary Club of Ojai West, I'd like to welcome you this evening. Thank you very much for coming out to hear the Ojai Band and to enjoy this lovely, lovely evening. This is a great pleasure for our club to put these events on, and we hope that you enjoy it. A couple of announcements. One is you're going to see lady right back there is going to be walking around with some raffle tickets. The raffle tickets are $1 a piece, or, and if you do the math here, or it's 10 for $5, whichever you want. We'll sell you $1 each if you want it that way too. It's whatever you want. But the winner of the raffle gets to lead the band for their final song tonight. Now, the people that have done it every week beforehand, when they step off here, they tell me it is the most exciting and exhilarating thing they have done their entire life. So, and as a special treat, you get to keep the, now last week I blew it. Last week I referred to it as a wand. Yeah. I am quite the musical genius. It is actually a baton, which puts it at a whole nother level than just a mere wand. So you do get your own baton when you leave, so buy as many raffle tickets as you can. What else? Don't forget to get your balloon, $1 a piece. We're going to have the balloon parade here in just a little bit. And with that, I am going to turn it over to Laura Denny. Oh, I'm going to turn it over to Phil.
What? What? Oh, okay. Everybody smiling. Okay. We love it. Oh, hi. We love it. Oh, yeah, darling. I keep turning it off. I do. Smiling. I'm not fine. Oh, wait, we do this 3 times. We have to do it 3 times. Don't follow. Oh, hi, where the stars they shine so bright. Oh, hi, love your peace and calm. Hear the birds singing. Oh, hi, topa, above us. Oh, we love you. Oh, hi, oh yes we do. This little valley of ours. Oh, hi, from the sun down. Hi, love your peace and calm. I hear the band singing. Well, no. Oh, hi, those trees, oh so tall. We love you, oh, hi, oh yes we do. In the valley of ours. Woo! Good job, everybody. I didn't turn the mic off. Thank you.
My buddy.
Also, Dr. Halvers is glad to see you there.
Yeah, Dr. Halvers is very glad to see you there. Okay, so would you all please join me in singing the Star Spangled Banner? So, does anybody know the name of the first rock musical that was produced in about 1969? Guess again. Tommy. Tommy. And so the song that we're about to play took off after Peter Townsend wrote it, which he wrote it it was like the last song that he wrote for the musical, and he wrote it because some critic was going to come and write a review for the musical, and so he wanted to get a good review, so he just sort of wrote this song. Tommy is about a person, I guess, had an accident and became blind and deaf and couldn't speak, and also became a pinball wizard. So our next piece is called Broadway's Best, and it spans a really short time between 1985 and 1991, but the four musicals that are represented in this piece of music are phenomenal. Phantom of the Opera, Les Miserables. Can you imagine trying to get the Tony when they both came out sort of the same time? They didn't plan that very well. Cats. Wow. And Miss Saigon. How many of you have seen all four of those musicals? Good for you. How many have seen 3 out of 4? Okay. How about half of them? I've seen 1. No. So anyway, I hope you enjoy Broadway's Best. So I have to make sure that I give my trumpet section, both of them, time to get the blood moving back into their lips again. So I will talk. Guardians of the Galaxy it's just so unique. What other movie has, clever dialogue, quips all over the place, a machine gun wielding raccoon, a fighting talking tree, and a wonderfully eclectic mix of 1970s hits. So the producer was trying to figure out, well, what kind of music should I put to this? And basically he's thinking about writing the movie with the music in mind, and then thinking about the movie and what music should I. So he listened to, I guess, about 200 of the Billboard top hits for 1970s, made a little playlist of about 120 of these tunes, and listened to them in his house all day long. Just, wherever he went, he'd have this music on, and he'd go, oh, I could put that one in there, or, oh, that one would fit really well right there. He wanted them to be familiar to the audience. Maybe you couldn't put your finger on what the name of it was, but you knew you'd heard it before. So he came up with all these crazy songs. Let's see, what are they? Did I write them down? Okay, so tell me what they are again. What's the first one? Did you understand what they said? Hooked on a feeling. Who wrote Hooked on? Who did Hooked on a Feeling? Okay, 70s. What group did Hooked on a Feeling? No, that's the arranger. That's somebody. I have no idea. Okay, what's the next one after that? Chugga Chugga. No, Come and Get Your Love, right? Come and Get Your Love. Who was famous for that one? Okay, if you say so. And then after that, you're going to hear a little Cherry Bomb. And after that, Ain't No Mountain High Enough. So rock out. Here we go. So you ever wonder what happens when a bunch of musicians get together at a family dinner party? I can write a better march than you can. So there were these two composers in Zacatecas, Mexico, at a family dinner party. So they both wrote a march, and then they let the family decide which one was the better one. And so Zacatecas, that we're playing for the Balloon Parade March tonight, is the one that won. But so now you know what a bunch of musicians do when they get together for a dinner party. They have competitions. Tonight, our balloon parade, those of you who have, there aren't very many balloons out here. I hope that you're going to march even without a balloon. So come on up here. We're gonna line you up right here, and Steve is going to introduce our wonderful leaders. Aren't you?
I am. Before I do that, real quick, I need to give a shout out. Can I see the hands? Who are here from Ventura? Great. Who's representing Oxnard? Bunch over here. Okay, excellent. Who's representing Camarillo? Did I miss anybody between Ventura and Oxnard? Encinitas. Yes, that's true. That's true. We have them coming from everywhere. Port Hueneme. Okay. Santa Paula. Oh, excellent. Okay, strong. What? Texas? 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 Give it up for Texas. All right, perfect. I want to thank all you guys, and let me see the locals. Let me hear you, locals. Yeah. Very good. All right. So come on up and get ready while I introduce our leaders today. So if you've come to this event in the past, you know that just about every event, every night, we recognize a woman, and rightly so. Sarah Beebe began this whole thing, and in 1991, she managed, designed, oversaw the construction, the finances of the bandstand. She coordinated this project for 10 years. She says everything except the music. She let the music director deal with the music. So tonight we want to recognize Sarah and have her come up. She's going to be one of our leaders. Okay, so the other person we have is Glenn Fout. And if you've been around town, who did that? Okay. So if you Glenn put himself down as an Uber volunteer. Now, that's not driving an Uber. That's like volunteering on every committee in this town and volunteering for about anything he can. He and his wife, Lorraine, own a very successful catering business. And it's interesting because when he told Lorraine that he was going to be leading the balloon parade, she said, well, that figures. And he said, well, why is that? And he says, because anything that has to do with hot air, you're going to be at the front of it. So here he is. So with that, we're going to have the balloon parade. Okay, short intermission, popcorn, lemonade, help yourself. We'll see you back in a few.
And most of us are back. Oh my goodness, those boys. So in April, I was privileged to go back to Maine and listen to my 13-year-old granddaughter participate in her first musical, which was just so cool. She was Jasmine, Princess Jasmine in Aladdin Jr., and she did a fantastic job. So she's carrying on the family tradition. I don't sing, but she sings like a bird. So in honor of Elvia, tonight I'm dedicating our performance of Aladdin to her. Maybe she's watching the live stream. Let's see, it's 3,000 miles away, and it's only 11:30. Well, she'll watch it tomorrow. Anyway, Aladdin has Arabian Nights and A Friend Like Me, Prince Ali, and A Whole New World. So I hope you enjoy Aladdin. So you have your tickets. Are you getting excited? 2 more songs. You might be the winner. If you haven't bought your ticket, it's on your bucket list. You can still go over and buy one. It's so much fun. Really it is, honest. So there's a list over here by the pole of songs that you want to hear again. I already know there's a couple tonight that are going to go back on the list. They've been on the list every week. And it seems that consistently there's a certain population out here that loves big band music. Yeah. Glenn Miller. And so we have a limited number of different selections in our library. We're talking at the break about the kinds of music that we can play. And believe me, there's all kinds of things that go on that list that I go, what is that? I have no idea. But we're limited to concert band music, which is different than a jazz ensemble. It's different than some of the backup bands that you might hear. If we do a jazz number, it cuts out half the band because it's not scored for them. And then I have to look at how it's scored, and if it has if it's heavy in parts that we don't have, then I don't choose it. So I'm always looking for new music, though. So if you hear something, somebody had suggested Herb Alpert. Yeah, so I thought, okay, that would probably be something that we could get for next year. So if there's something that we want to put on the list that you think might work, go ahead and put it out there. The worst I can say is no. But I will say yes to big band music every time. So here comes Big Band Classics. refrigerator magnet. So last year, I don't know how I got all those refrigerator magnets, but we just didn't have a picture this year that was just perfect for the refrigerator magnet. But maybe next year we'll have more. I'm in the lights. Forward. Oh. For. Oh. Well, there's a star, and the star is here. No, anyway, okay. So it's amazing to me that that music was written in the 40s, and 20 years later, we had rock and roll. We had Elvis Presley. We had the Beatles. 20 years. Things can change that fast, folks. Wow. So I love the Beatles. How many people love the Beatles? So please, you know the words. We all know the words. So sing along. Music of the Beatles. So we spanned a lot of years, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, 80s. Last week, we celebrated LaVon's, was it your 83rd? 93rd birthday. So she just sat down. And then Katie's mom came up and said, do you know that Katie just turned 13? Katie was playing clarinet for us. So we spanned 80 years within the band itself, which was just amazing. I thought about that. It's great. So, that being said, let me get this baton here, this magical baton. And, you know, sometimes I wish it was a magic wand, especially when I forget the music. So I'm going to reach in here and here. Okay, got it? Okay. You want to read it or should I read it?
I'll read it. You hold on to the magic. Okay, everybody got their phones? Their tickets are lit. They're ready to go. 9946. 9946. Right there? Right there in front. Right here. Right on.
Wow, that was easy. Remember the first week when we had one of our veterans and we didn't know if he was going to make it up here. He finally made it up here. Boy, did he do a good job. This is so much fun. Is this something you've wanted to do for a long time?
This is on my bucket list.
Yes. And what's your name?
Judy.
This is Judy's bucket list. So Judy's going to scratch this one off of her bucket list. Have you ever done this before?
No, never. Never.
Okay, this is the magic wand. The baton. Come on right up here.
Are they going to pay attention to me?
There. Yeah.